Hi, my name's Ian Lewis and I'm part of Gardner Tackle Mistral Baits, and I'm going to be doing a blog, so watch this space. I'm here today on the Yateley match lake. Nice sunny day. I suppose it must be about 17-18 degrees at the moment. Found some fish out of an out of bounds area, but I can sort of reach out from this bank. Got sort of a northerly wind really cutting across, I would say. Fishing with 3 chods over a scattering of Mistral's new bait they've just launched. The you can see this, the FM. I've got these in 15mm. They're a real sort, basically a fish meal based boilie, and over that I've got 3 different colour hook baits just to see what's favourable with today's conditions. Later on I'll show you rigs, where I'm fishing to, etc, etc. This is the swim I'm fishing in. This is a swim known as the mangroves. I don't know if you can see the tree line on the far bank. That's basically where I've got 3 baits positions, one fairly tight and 2 sort of slightly off. I've got 3 positive drops on all of the on all the casts, so I'm fairly confident. And earlier I saw a fish roll in the area, so hopefully it might bring some action. These are the new Gardner bugs and cradles. Don't know if you can see those. Ever so good. You can fish super slack lines, and there's no risk of the bobbing getting tangled or caught on something during the take. Really good. Coupled with the ATTS alarms. And moving down to the reels, my Dyer and Infinity X's, so I'm loaded with 20-pound Hydro Tough, super abrasion resistant, really smooth casting even with the 20-pound, which I think is 0.40 off memory, and sinks really well, which is what I want today, because don't know if you can see, but the water is absolutely crystal clear. You see that gravel just in front? Always going to opt for my 16-pound Mirage, but because of the distances I'm casting, I opted for the Hydro Tough because it does cast that much better, and there are a few snags on the far bank, so should I come across one of those I stand a better chance. Oh yeah, as discussed earlier, this is the rig I'm using. I've got a 1.5 ounce dumpy pair running up onto 45-pound heavy plummet lead core, probably around 3 feet, something like that. A looped, a spliced loop either end, and then the chod itself. This one's probably around 2 inches. And although the Mistral baits are buoyant, I've actually plugged it with a piece of white foam, just as if it's out there a long time, I'm absolutely certain that it's still going to stay buoyant. This actual pop-up's a 15mm vampire squid that's been glugged. There's quite a little bit of, I don't know if you can see that, there's a bit of silkweed out there as well. So I think the chod is definitely the way to go at the moment. And then I have the other bead literally probably just more than the chod's length away from the spliced loop. And there's 3 of these, all identical, fished at slightly different areas onto the far margin. Alright, just to recap on what's happening. It's drawn into evening now. I've not seen any fish show. Someone's dropped in across the way, a swim known as the birches, well, left-hand birches to be precise. Got a bit of a ripple on the water now. I think it's the wind switched from a sort of a northerly, more sort of to be westerly, to be honest with you. Plenty of bird life. They seem to be making the most of it. But yeah, nothing more to report really. I'll just do a little scan of the water again soon. Hopefully tonight may bring a bite, but it has been quiet over it. It's only done a few fish recently, a couple up the top end where I am, a couple down the bottom end. It's a sizable water. It's about 13 acres in size, and probably they're supposed to be ahead of between 250 and 300 carp. So when they are moving about and having it, they're not too difficult to find. But when they're not sort of showing, they it's just double guessing. Just thought I'd take this opportunity and do a little piece on carp care. As you can see, already positioned in a nice shady area with a decent backdrop for photographic purposes. We have the nice well padded sizable Gardner Pro mat with the sling in situ. Really important, a nice cold bucket of lake water in which to put onto the fish when it arrives onto the bank, especially in these hot sort of spring summer days. Really important, a set of sensible forceps, and a really good product is the Gardner Medic for any sort of mouth wounds, body wounds, any damage done to the fins. You apply that. It's a green gluggy liquid and sits on there beautifully, and of course a set of scales. Moving on to when you remove the fish, obviously ensuring that you roll the net down, make sure the fins aren't caught in the net, the pecks are flat to the actual body of the fish, and then obviously support its weight, and then bring it up onto the bank and onto the safety of the mat. Another key point is to ensure that the waistling is moistened down, so not to remove slime from the body of the fish. And a good thing to do is, before you put the fish in the sling, is to actually zero it to the scales first, then put the fish in, then weigh it, and whatever it weighs is what it weighs. That way you're not kind of guessing, the sling weighs £2, then taking it off. It's all zeroed, so what it registers is the correct amount. Also, another thing, if you can, I'm in a fortunate position where I'm in ownership of a smaller mat. That is the Gardner mat as well, slightly smaller, which is brilliant for kneeling on. And another great thing is this here. If the fish is going mental, you can place it underneath. It's now nightfall on the Ian Lewis Gardner Tackle Mistral Baits blog, and there's fish crashing all over my baited area, so let's hope tonight brings a bite. Thanks very much, bait. It's 11:45 and the left hand rod just signalled to take, lifted into it, but unfortunately was met with nothing apart from weeds, so I'm not sure what happened there. Being that it was at long distance, I hit it quite early on and it was also locked up, so okay, let's give it another go. As I say, last night I had that occurrence which resulted in nothing. All through the night I've had the swans coming in and diving down on the gravel slope, knocking the line, which has kept me up all night. In turn this morning I've got up at first light and recast all 3 rods, as the areas I was fishing on didn't produce a bite, so I've moved them ever so slightly. They've all been put out towards an area in front known as the jungle. Starting from about there is my right rod, where the yellow bit starts is my second rod, and more towards the overhanging tree section is where my third rod is, all fairly tight, so fingers crossed. All primed, ready to go. It's now nearly 20 past 9 and still no action. I've not even seen the fish roll this morning, so bit of a nightmare. Just through the tree line there's the culprit that kept me awake all last night. Little sod. Feeding on gravel slope just down here. I don't know if you can see that. Last chance saloon now, everything packed away apart from the rods and net. Really don't think it's going to happen. Never mind, it's always next time. Change of venues now, we're at a private club water and a bit of surface fishing, completely different to yesterday. This one was caught on a free-lined vampire squid 15mm pop-up, chopped to look like a chum mixer, free-lined in the edge. Only about probably low doubles, 12 pounds maybe. What a stunning fish. What a stunning creature. Also, I'd like to say that I put some chum mixes out and some little cat biscuits. They were also glugged in the vampire squid, just for extra attraction. Caught on a size 8 Gardner incisor, barbed, and 10-pound hydroflow line. Thanks very much. Cheers. Here we are again at the club lake. Stunning wood carving style mirror. Again caught on the vampire squid made by Mistral baits, 15mm pop up. Whittled it down so it just about sits on the surface, almost sort of countersunk. This one was fished actually on a single, no freebies, just fish that was sort of right up on the top, a group of them, and this is the one that took it. Again on a size 10 incisor, size 10 or size 8, I can't remember now, and caught on the 10-pound hydroflow line, free lined. Absolute stunning. Only about £12 again, but great fun. Especially after last night's blanking on the Yateley match lake. Complete turnaround. Thanks very much.